You mean Naii?
Supers.
Oh, supers, we know what they are.
Super. No, we know. We know what
Battle
supers
Roots.
are.
Yeah.
No.
What we don't know about is Darkvisor, Stratak, and Cobalt. No, Cobalt we know as well.
No. Yeah, Cobalt we know.
Where are supers?
Supers on Path of Roots.
Oh, Path of Roots, my bad.
Yeah, we saw them and there was a hint on top of that.
Oh, we're back. Okay, I will mute. Bye.
Oh.
We are back.
We are back. Sorry for that little interruption. Had a little technical issue, but it seems we're back thanks to SpeedGaming staff. And we found both our runners in Taurus right now. Got a few things have happened in the meantime. We'll try to keep you updated on the chat. Thanks to Drake for that.
AeroRaiser not quite getting a powerbomb kill there on Boost Guardian.
Yep. Right. So right now both have similar inventories. Main difference is TGC has Cobalt that she found on Hall of Net Dead. Arrow's about to find a major item, because we know there's a major item on Boost Guardian. I think TGC got the hint for that. We also saw the Super Missile in Path of Roots that the runners couldn't grab yet. We logically grapple for it, and we did see that grapple in Pole Chamber, so thegingerchris gonna grab that very soon. So thanks game for the hint on Path of Roots being that Path of Roots has supers. Really helpful. He did indeed find gravity in Temple Access for Taurus. Quite a nice location to find it in. And I did see the AeroRaiser on Forgotten Bridge. Quite a few things in here. Boost Guardian, tell us what you got.
That's our light suit.
Yep, light suit for us. Very good.
Wow.
See, that was hinted, probably required.
Yeah. There's no screw attack though, so
Nope, yep, we still have to find that. Grapple beam for thegingerchris, there you go, he can grab his supers now, no problem. He's choosing the out of bounds way out. In this room, there's actually just straight up a hole in the wall. There's a little place where there's literally just no collision. Like they forgot to put a wall there, and you can just jump straight through and go out of bounds. I mean, technically no. We don't know if we screw go mode. We don't have the hints yet. I don't think we know what Darkvisor is. Yeah, we have no idea what Darkvisor. We have no idea what Annihilator are. So, and without knowing what the STKs are, can't really say anything. TGC, yep, finishing is out of bounds, popped over the ceiling wall back in bounds. Very well done.
yeah.
And now gonna go grab at supers.
Yep. And I mean, once we got the supers now, we do have everything we need to get our SDK in. So if we want, or if the runners want at any point now, that could find out what they actually need to finish.
Yeah. That would be a good move now. Seems like thegingerchris just wants to clear more Taurus first, though.
I mean, we can go Provost Temple, check out the hint, so we don't fall down there.
Being not nice.
I'll take the elevator down, then go to lower Taurus, get the save station there, and then maybe save warp, check hints, and then reset to lower Taurus.
Yep. Oh, the reason why is thegingerchris knows. I'm pretty sure he got the hint about Boost Guardian having a major upgrade, right? And if he doesn't know the gate skip, which is kind of a harder trick, might just want to do loop normally around to make it to the Boost Guardian.
So yeah, that's the or that's then probably prompting
Just more hints as well, because we got a hint here. Which
that
tells
boost
us keys to Dark Aegon Temple.
Yeah.
Stacking Hive, Dark Aegon, and Aegon, I think.
Yeah, I mean, are the keys that we all three collected already, so yeah, thanks,
that's
game.
fair. We already know that. Overall, the race is still quite tight. Arrow already got his light suit. Ginger got the supers, but Arrow is about to get that. And Ginger does have the Cobalt Translator. So it's something I could play in the end.
Cobalt turns out to be required, or at least be a reasonable time save, then Ginger Chris could have a decent advantage here. Otherwise, yeah,
I
hard
just
to tell, but
realized.
maybe Arrow is a bit.
I just realized both runners did see the Echo Visor, but none of them picked it up. I find it a bit strange.
Arrow just grab it right now.
Oh, there you go, yeah. And Ginger might choose to do it after he does Boost Guardian and comes back.
Yep.
Like, who knows, a Sticky Manjaro or something like that could happen. Or areas I'm sure Kara would like to see. For now, all we get is a small clearing of Torvus by both runners. I wonder who will be the first to pull the plug on grabbing those STK hints. I'm pretty sure for both runners the time is right.
Oh no, Arrow wants super.
Oh, Arrow hasn't picked up Grav. He didn't get the hint about something being on Centerpool access and has not checked that yet.
Getting the great hint?
Yeah, the thanks game hint.
Needed some time to figure that one out. Yeah, looks like Arrow got what the hint was telling.
Yep. Chris doing everything in that loop, including Plaza. He will find a STK there. And I think Arrow's going for the STK hints now.
Might be. There's a save station in this room.
I wouldn't really see a reason to go back here. That's a burger lagoon. Yeah, I'm expecting a save here. Checking the STKs. And to be fair, I don't think it's that bad. If Arrow goes to check the hints, he will probably grab the hints in Path of Ice and Mythic Grounds. I'm pretty sure it's one of these that said there was a movement system on a Temple Access. Yep, the Path of Ice one said that, so Arrow checking his hints, he will see the hints. I think there's no way he's gonna miss the grab. Like, unless he completely forgets there's a hint on the way out here, but I found that quite unlikely. Like, you can't really miss it when you take the shortcut.
I mean, you can still miss it, but like you are just literally walking past it.
I mean, you literally have to shoot the block and wait for it to be pushed while you have the hint shining in your face for like 10 seconds. So, that's a hard one to miss.
Oh, believe me, I have done stranger things in randoms.
I mean, I personally am the champion of forgetting to check and cash when I have Ember, so... Yes, even after opening the door, so yes, we do strange things sometimes.
Ah,
But
okay, no, not Arrow today.
And I will know. Well, he doesn't know if it's Crow Attack or a Grav, but he will notice something there. So I guess Arrow will be the first one to check their STKs, and we'll get to know. He's gonna check the Mythic Grounds in first, and might even check Hollow Undead, who knows?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say to you. Maybe even check Hall of Undead. Like, now's best time.
Nah, I don't think so.
Although AeroRaiser has the save there, so like, would be awkward if you want to keep it.
Yep. Well, he's
Yeah,
not checking that, so the Cobalt Translator is gonna elude him for now. I could play in the end, because if they end up having to find a Dark Visor and ends up like hinted on a Cobalt hints, it could be like a big deal for thegingerchris, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yep. We still have 3 Emerald hints and lower Torbus, so there's decent chance that we might find something useful on there, but
Nice
yeah,
touch from thegingerchris there. What I call. What's the War Ritual Grounds? Didn't really see. Don't think that was anything though. thegingerchris meanwhile going for Boost Guardian now, so he will find his light suit.
Yep.
Right. It's time for STKs. Let's see what we get.
3 found, 6 more to go.
So we got Taurus Temple.
Well, we knew about
he
that.
hasn't gone that there. Windchamber
Windchamber
Gateway, yeah.
we knew about that one.
as well. Yep. TGC already grabbed it. Training
Training chamber.
Easy. Transit Station.
Transit station.
That also pretty much is easy for what we got right now. TTS.
TTS. We
So
need Annihilator or
Annihilator
Warcrow.
logically required. Profane Path.
Profane Path. We need Annihilator
and
again.
Echo. So most likely these runners are gonna find Echo. Are gonna need to find Echo here.
Well, they have
Annihilator.
Annihilator.
Oh, that's I checked everything already. That was fast. Yeah, it was all 6. Yeah, both of these you can technically skip Annihilator if you know the walk rolls, but especially for Profit Path, they're definitely not easy ones. So you want to find that Annihilator. And those eyes do a lot of damage, do you know that?
Well, I definitely learned over the course of a few seeds there. They hurt.
Yep, they sure do.
And if you want to go back to your last save station, something that hurts is pretty good.
Yep. Dying fast is efficient in this case. Right, so, about those SDKs. So Dark Visor is not required. For the SDKs at least. So that's already nice. We might not need the Dark Visor at all, unless we get a nice hint that Screw Attack is a Dark Visor lot or something. All we really need to find still is Screw Attack, as a matter of fact, and Annihilator.
No, Screw Attack and Annihilator, and yeah. Now that Cobalt might be very big thing because yeah, 6 additional hints that AeroRaiser does not have access to can be really powerful in this situation.
Very much so. It all depends on what the Emerald hints tell us on the lower part of Taurus. If they're nice and tell us Annihilator and a Screw Attack, well, we probably won't care about Cobalt. But if they don't tell us anything good, then it's probably hinted on the Cobalt hint. And I don't think Aero is getting that Cobalt Translator anytime soon. Unless it's hinted.
Unless that's hinted. Which, I mean, to be fair, if that Cobalt is required or logically required, the chance isn't that bad that that one might be an Emerald hint.
Yep. And thegingerchris also going for his TKs, so right behind.
Missed the super there, fortunate.
So right now, Aero is a few minutes ahead, but lacking the Cobalt. That's the state of the race. So this is all to play out for still.
Nope.
It's the worst case scenario for Screw Attack. I'd say probably Hive Dynamo works. That would be terrible.
Don't you want to put it vanilla?
Possible. Unlikely,
Give us
but
the
possible.
logical caretaker drone seat. We have everything we need.
Yeah, Quaff's Karatak is pretty poor as well. Indeed. Pretty much we need to find our
I mean,
Dolphins.
Quad itself is dead, and don't you need Screwed for 2 mods? Which is also dead
Yeah,
by
no,
this
you need
point.
Spartak.
So, like, I think the only boss that isn't hinted by this point is Amorbus.
Oh yeah, you're right. Quad is dead anyway, so no, it couldn't be there.
Which would be funny if Amorbus would have our screw attack for all this time now. It has been available for a while.
Yep. thegingerchris also doing a death swap after checking the SDKs. I think thegingerchris already checked what I do check right now, so they're pretty much gonna be elbow to elbow at this point, right? Kind of surprising that the last stage thegingerchris did was Doctolus. What else? thegingerchris? Oh, he might be checking Cash B and Venomous Spawn now.
Yeah.
I don't think these were checked. Well, I think Aero is just gonna go to the lower Torvus now, get those hints.
Yeah. I mean, you know there's SDK there, so...
Yeah, that too. In Train Chamber.
Grab that, get 3 hints. Few additional items on the way.
Venomous Bond. Yeah, I think here I would have preferred that. If you wanted to check all Dark Torvus, I think I would have just done that on the first pass. Instead of coming back later. So it's a bit like, if you had Screw Attack and could do Cash B Chasm, yeah, why not? But here I'm not convinced.
Yeah, maybe the hope was actually to find Screw Attack and then be able to do Cash Chasm. But
that's
no
nothing
such
there,
luck.
so not working for thegingerchris here. An arrow is going down our Torvus. We have grab, so movement is no concern. We can clear everything here except basically except dungeon and TTS, which has a key. TTS can be wall crawled.
And I mean, we do get the hint for dungeon, so...
Yeah. Man, imagine we see dungeon has a movement system.
That would be something.
That would be. But thankfully we already have light suit, but Dark Visor is an unknown. Scissor Arrow is going straight down to blog now. I think thegingerchris at this point is just gonna make his way to the underwater temple as well. Oops, missed that dash. Gonna go around. Blog is dead.
Now, question, are you fighting Powerbomb Guardian here, or are you just peeking the item?
I hope just peeking, because I don't think it would be worth to defeat the PP Guardian right now. Like, I wouldn't see a reason. It's a long check, we have no suspicion of anything there.
It would be a very, very heavy time investment right now.
Yeah, I would not do that right now. I would just rush the hints. Thing. Hey, he's commenting to it. Alright.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Now, if this is either Annihilator or Screw Attack, this could be massive.
And basically, this has to be he has to fight something big here. It's gonna be a pretty significant loss of time.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty long fight.
Looks like thegingerchris on the way down.
Still think checking the 3 hints first would have probably been a nicer play here, but we'll see.
Yeah, I probably would tend to agree.
Like, maybe if we knew Dark Ways is something useful, but it's missile related, so.
Yep. I mean, if you know what you're doing, the fight isn't terrible.
No, it's not a super long fight, but definitely a few minutes of time investment here.
Yeah. Compared to what you have available, it's definitely...
Yeah, it's just a Mr. expansion. Not sure about that one. Well, I think thegingerchris is gonna go for hints and checking around first. Which is
Nothing
what I
on
would have done
access.
myself, I think.
So yeah,
Nothing as well.
Chris might have taken the lead here.
I think it's just ammo in a gathering hall.
And then there's...
Darkvisor 2 rooms away from Mineshaft. That's incoming.
Huh. Though
that can only be
lock.
incoming. That's like the only thing it can be.
Yeah.
So that means Scratach is not locked behind Darkvisor.
Yep. So yeah, dungeon is well, unless it's Annihilator, dungeon is very dead.
I do think that pretty much confirms we're not gonna be needing.
Movement system is in main research. I wonder what that can be.
What was it, the hint?
There's a movement system in main research in Sync. I wonder what that can be.
Well. Well, that'll be easy to get. Like, it's literally right next door. So I think thegingerchris is just gonna be grabbing the STK in the train chamber and just gonna grab that as soon as possible.
Completely missed what this item was. Looks like Chris either didn't see it or wanted.
Like the cherry on the cake right now would be the train chamber hint telling us where Annihilator is. That would be free.
Yeah, that would be pretty good for AeroRaiser. Otherwise, thegingerchris has a massive advantage.
That I'm obvious. So, yeah. Annihilator might be hinted on Cobalt, which gives thegingerchris not advantage.
Yeah. And I mean... this is a point where it's always very hard to make decisions, because thegingerchris could definitely just forego the entirety of or the rest of lower Taurus, lower Dark Taurus.
Yep.
Just head straight to Sank and get Screw Attack and 6 additional hints.
Aero still has an under-transed one to check.
Does thegingerchris have the training? Yeah, that was training chamber. I always mix up training chamber and gathering hall for some reason.
Yeah. A train chamber is the one that connects to the sink through the elevator. Alright, so if Aero doesn't find something under Transit 1, then that play will have been really bad, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it basically has to be Annihilator, which doesn't look like...
I don't see anything, so I doubt it. Like, the Model 4 we'll probably see it through. Yep.
Yeah, that's just an inspection.
The Dark Taurus play not working at all for Aero, unfortunately, here. Ginger having a massive advantage is about to get his screw attack. We know what Darkvisor is. Question is, since it's hinted, perhaps it locks Annihilator. Could have Darkvisor locked Annihilator here. Thankfully, Senkash is a pretty quick pick from Sync.
Canyon, yes.
It's like Canyon, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the thegingerchris going to pick up. Ooh, look, that's screw attack. I had no idea.
Who could have seen that coming? Aside from the 51 people watching and probably 4 more people. 2 by this point. 2 more will know soon.
There's a screw attack. Good. So now, check this before we go around. Check. When we know Train Station has STK, so just grab that.
Grab that.
We can check what the main reactor also has.
Yeah, then get to... Well, there's the movement. There's the screw attack in for AeroRaiser.
Yep.
I would probably just go on to check Hall of Combat Mastery hint at least.
Yeah.
Like, there's the other direction you could go. You could just decide to go up ATS to check for hint, for more item density.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on it here. Because we do have that Dark Visor on Saint Camion, we dislike the hint in HCOM.
Looks like we're
No,
going
checking
for
Sim
Map
Station. Yeah, we do have everything for it. Why not? Another there will be probably the
That would
killing
be
blow
massive.
to Arrow, I think. Since unless you know the wall crawl that is Cobalt locked. Which
And
Arrow
even if you
doesn't
know the
have.
wall crawl, that is the fastest wall crawl you can do.
Yep, I was nothing, so.
Yeah.
Still could be a Cobalt required in case it's on Spider Guardian. Can I be clean the quad, I guess? Oh no, just screw attacking above. You don't need to fight that guy.
No, we finally have screw attack, so we can move around a bit more.
Like, as long as you don't trigger the fight, he will still spawn, and if you do trigger the fight and escape, he won't spawn anymore, but the only consequence is that you just can't access the safe station anymore. So unless you intend on using that safe station, you don't really care about fighting that guy. Suspect what we're gonna be seeing TGC do now is check the HCOM end and I'm going to pick up the Dark Visor. What I wouldn't be surprised to see would be the Hive Dynamo hint saying something like a beam related upgrade on it.
That would be mean.
Blocking a beam related upgrade, did we have any in-cache with that? Nope, we have not. Only life support or missile we've seen so far. But Echo hints, thanks
Echo
game.
hint.
And as I essentially suspected, that he's gonna go pick up that Dark Visor now.
Now, we know Profane Path is an SDK,
Yeah.
so
it will
Echo
be
is
hinted either
required for that. So
Yep.
the hinted Echo is basically already checked, more or less.
Oh, nice recovery by Arrow there, getting hit by the thingy, but still falling back on the track. We're gonna find our Sandcache Dark Visor here.
Yep.
Which we couldn't have gotten any earlier because we just found that screw attack. Hello, Dark Visor. Which is definitely suspicious that it was hinted. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Naii behind it.
There's all too much more left.
I think the worst location would be an Aliter on Hive entrance. That would be terrible. And we do not know what Battleground has. All these are suspicious places. Oh, well, GingerChris never grabbed that hint.
Nope.
But yeah, not gonna get him much. Press start a bit too early. We all do that. Meanwhile, Arrow found his screw attack, grabbed the STK and train the station. But he does not have that Cobalt translator, so was not able to get that hint of what Dark Visor is. So
Yeah.
unless he chooses to go pick down back to Aegon to check some canyon like by chance, it's not gonna find it.
Yeah, I mean, you can maybe. It's a hard one. You still have some checks in no. Well, there's at least feeding pit. There are a few checks at Aegon that you could do, but I feel like it's probably more likely that Arrow will at least continue clearing Sang, since it's more items currently in a closer space. Like, yeah, basically that's what Arrow's doing. You get to peak
Access.
Dynamoworks, you get Hive Dynamoworks, and you get
Oh, actually, I'm wrong. Darkvisor hint was on Gathering Hole. It wasn't Cobalt locked. So Arrow knows. But he's choosing to ignore it. Key in high
That's a
dynamo works.
key.
Well,
Yeah,
we
that's,
don't care about that. And it's just miss expansion on the exit. Alright, so not in high dynamo works for sure.
a trigger key behind Spider Guardian, which is completely unnecessary because we know Chica has nothing.
Yep. We don't care about red keys on this one. I'm just a bit surprised Aero did not choose to maybe Aero did not do the Gathering Hole hint? I'm not sure if he grabbed all the Emerald hints, but I just have bolted out of there when he got the main research one.
Oh, that's a puzzle.
Because I feel like if he knew, he would have grabbed it. Well.
Hard to say.
Yeah. Darkvisor would indeed put Sank Temple Access in logic, so if it's there, we're pretty much bailed out, because that is very easy to get without any visor.
Yep.
Arrow grabbing a save. Richter is gonna grab the main Jaro hint.
Being can be found in Temple Grounds.
Where did you find out Dark Beam again?
FT. Dark Beam was Bomb Guardian.
Right,
Dark Beam
so
was
that's
Great Temple,
Annihilator.
so FTA?
Yeah, no, it's Annihilator. Annihilator is in Temple Grounds. Yeah, FTA was not peaked. I don't think either. I mean, Arrow never returned there when he had Emerald, and Gingerchris did not peak it.
Yeah, so looks like Gingerchris exactly knows, because that's a safe warp.
Yeah, he's done every other check in Temple Grounds, including he knows it's FTA. So I do believe that was Gingerchris go mode.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's just
the full tracker as well. So yeah. What keys is he still missing is the question. He's missing
Profane
TTS
Path and
Profane
TTS.
Path. Yeah. TTS he can get as soon as he get Annihilator. And Profane Path, well, he can probably literally grab a Profane Path as he comes back from grabbing the FT Annihilator, and after that it's just rush to TTS, grab the key, save warp, and bosses. Oh yeah, Arrow did skip Gathering Hole, so he doesn't know about the Darkvisor, but it's not recorded anyway, as we just saw.
Yeah. But yeah, that Cobalt are coming in clutch in the end.
Yeah. Because FTA isn't... Oh, and Arrow is going for Airy, so... Yeah, I think maybe Arrow knows he's on the back foot trying risky checks, but...
Yeah, I mean, Arrow has done, like, a lot of long things that didn't pay off, so...
Very much so. There's the light on FTA. Yeah, that Cobalt in the end, as we kinda feared or expected, coming in pretty clutch. Preventing Gingerchris quick Annihilator in a go mode quite a bit ahead. I do think at that point it's Gingerchris's race to lose, really. Because, like, he has everything. We're having a red key. That's funny. That's a hive key, I think.
Hell.
low, medium. Ginger Chris about to get his STK Profend Pass.
I mean, you were already here, so might as well.
It's just TTS, so now I just have to rush as fast as possible. Always grab that.
So, go through
Like, Hyrule is
winching?
definitely trouble here. Yeah, that's probably what Ginger is gonna do. He has, since
Chris?
he has a Dark Visor, Dark Visor just coming in useful here since we were able to open this door.
Chris, like, had to have moved the block. Oh, Chris took the front entrance into
Yeah,
Torvis
that's
without screw.
Yep. Aru never did, but Ginger Chris did, so the block is out of the way. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really see a world where Arrow is gonna take the win here.
Nah.
He's lost in the Sanctuary, probably just gonna... Like, he can't get any more hints than what he already has. He's probably just gonna clear all of Sank, hoping to come into Annihilator, but we know it's an FTA.
Yeah.
And he would have no reason to suspect it and go back to FTA right now.
If you didn't peek FTA and Sword there, like, it's the
It's
last thing
Cannonball.
that's back in Temple Grounds. Like,
Cannonball and Sank Temple access.
game
But
do
also
be
in
funny
locations of it.
sometimes.
That's a fair point Kevin brings up. Ginger Chris already did... Ginger Chris already did the Sank entrance stuff. He could potentially have gone back to Sank, opened the gate with Seekers plus Dark Visor, and made his way to main research. Take the elevator straight down to Dark Torvus.
Yeah. That was basically
I
the main
actually
point I was
think...
asking
I do think
about.
it could have been faster. Actually.
Like, this route is definitely one that you're more familiar with, so you are maybe
That would be the more
able
natural one.
to route it easier.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty rare to route entering Sank from the front to going anywhere else.
But the way to lower Torvis from here is definitely, or from Profane Path is definitely quite a long one.
Nice product from Arrow to go back up there. But yeah, now I'm wondering what he's thinking. Like, he really has no information, and nothing he can really do outside of just clearing checks and hoping to come across something.
And it's not like Arrow's like anywhere out of logic. That's the thing. So
yeah, no, all that is in logic right now. Like, the only things he's missing are Annihilator and Dark Visor.
So for all Arrow knows, Cobalt could just be up here for the hints.
Yep. Like, unfortunately, the only two checks. Actually, I don't think he did Wind Chamber either. So just like the 4 checks, I guess he hasn't done. Double Grounds, hold all the cards here. Yep, Ginger Chris didn't pick FTA. But Iroh just never went there when he didn't have Emerald when he did GFMC, so he was not able anyway to do the peak. Because he did find his Emerald later. Or is it because he went to GFMC earlier? I don't remember.
The Emerald was quite late, and Arrow went early to GFMC with Jump Guardian done to get the first suit.
Yeah, right.
So,
I think the Ginger Chris went very early. Arrow went a bit later to Jump Guardian, and Ginger Chris returned again later to grab the suit after he got the hints. And that point had Emerald, so he was able to go in there, but didn't pick it.
Yeah, Ginger Chris could have picked it. Arrow never really had an opportunity to. So yeah, that peak would have saved quite a bit of time.
I could have saved time on Ginger Chris, because as soon as he had Light Suit, he could have grabbed it. Anyway, Ginger Chris has all his keys now. All he has to do is save warp from Hydro Dynamo Station and be on his way to the final bosses to finish this. Meanwhile, Aero is unfortunately clearing more Sank. He sadly is never gonna find what he's searching. Oh, thegingerchris actually is choosing to go back up from Taurus. Would that be faster, this?
I don't think so.
I mean, like, I feel like Ghost will be a side grade.
Like, you need to ride one more elevator.
No, I think both have about the same amount of elevators. Like one elevator inside the area and then one inter-region elevator.
Right.
Most of them.
Oh.
Oh, that's fair. You do get a lot of ammo from these guys on the way.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Didn't
right
get
now.
much missiles though. Only 19.
I mean, you can grab them in the Sky Temple. If you really want to.
Yeah. So AeroRaiser did most of Sank at this point. Hasn't found anything. What does Aero have in mind, I wonder? Maybe wanting to save warp out now. Yeah, I think he wants to save warp.
Maybe check Temple Grounds. There's still Hall of Honor Dead and FTA. And
maybe
Chamber Gateway, maybe. If Arrow ever peeked that.
And well, thegingerchris is making his way to Sky Temple Gateway. AeroRaiser is still missing his Annihilator and 3 STKs behind. Unless something catastrophic happens on TGC's end, the winner is probably already decided now.
I mean, thegingerchris only quotation mark has 4 E-Tanks, so
yeah, but he has
things can happen.
They can, but even then I feel like even if he dies, AeroRaiser is still like too far behind.
Basically, thegingerchris would have to not save here now. So I don't think thegingerchris saved after getting the last keys.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him save here. I like to save here personally myself, like you never know.
Yeah, pretty much.
He will take a save. Especially knowing that maybe he's not taking it after all.
Or maybe just grabbing the missiles first and then save.
Yeah. Makes sense, like you wouldn't want to pick the missiles up again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because especially knowing that Emperor Ink 3 can softlock/crash, I usually don't like not saving here.
And
yeah, AeroRaiser doing all of on a dead is gonna find his Cobalt Translator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he now realizes he could have gotten long ago, unfortunately. The worst part is this is actually really the wrong time to get it. Like he might pick up and think, let's go back to Sank. And then find a hint that says, oh, Annihilator's in Temple Grounds. Thanks for nothing.
Well, if Arrow ever finds the hint.
Just missing first super missile here. Usually here you want to stand close to the body, because it interrupts the lasers and prevents them from hitting you. Like that. Like
usually what happens when I do that, I don't jump and then just also hit the super into the body.
Yeah. Yeah, what you want to do, stay close and just like space jump before flying your supers. Even if you jump, the laser still won't hit you if you're close. That's once I understood that and really got that down. That's where phase 1 became very consistent for me. Well, AeroRaiser's not rushing back to Sank. He might be doing FTA as well.
I mean, that would be the way to Sank. Like, you would check wind chamber gateway on the way.
Second, he might be thinking, but he doesn't have a dark visor, so. No, he doesn't have a dark visor. He wouldn't be able to hit Sank on the way.
Right, but maybe.
Sank entrance hints, maybe.
Sank entrance hint, and Sank entrance is a check that is not unusual for runners to not check or just check very late. So if Aero has any chance in this race, it's probably in a situation where gingerchris also didn't check the Sank entrance and it's there, which is not the case as we see. But like, I feel like going back to Sank in this situation would also probably not be a winning play for Aero.
Nope. That's why it's really important that Aero didn't get his dark visor, because that would have been very nice to go back to Sank directly for Sank entrance. Like, I am expecting now he's going to find his Annihilator on a FTA now.
Yeah.
But to go back to Sank, that has to go all the way back around. Meanwhile, the thegingerchris just down with phase 2 of Emperor after a bit of a rocky phase 1. So I want to square attack Emperor 3 here. Jumping. That usually does a lot of damage, square attack into it. And there comes the Annihilator for Aero. Unfortunately, too late as he hits his go mode as well. At the same moment, thegingerchris takes down Emperor. And now Aero is go mode. All he has to pick up is TTS, Profane Path as well. So it's a very similar situation to what thegingerchris was, but something like 10 minutes ago now, unfortunately.
I mean, Dark Sims 3 and 4 can do mean things. But
yeah, I'd find it pretty unlikely at thegingerchris. This is now not with a light suit and sufficient amount of health. Even a very long bad Dark Sims 4 phase still wouldn't be enough to.
It would have been. Yeah, it would have to be like a catastrophic DS4 with a death like close to the end.
Deaths, even honestly, I'd say.
And even then, like, it would have probably happened at least 2 times.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
No.
Dark Sims. How are we gonna see Dark Sims? thegingerchris trying without a setup, bonking into Dark Sims, so there's not a lot of damage, and I think that's an instant center.
Yeah, that's a center.
Hello, Dark Sims.
Instant phase on shot at least.
Aero picked up his Profane Path key, all he is missing is TTS. But I would be surprised to see the thegingerchris finish before Aero even makes it there. But all in all, this would have been a close race no matter what. I just think that Cobalt did indeed in the end make the difference. Continuing on Dark Sims 4 here. Not that many shots left, 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah, like might be barely more than you, but
It might be. It might be like a pixel of life left.
yeah,
Not sure.
a bit hard to say here.
Nope, that will be it. GG's to the Ginger Chris.
Finish.
Taking the win in this race. And AeroRaiser forfeiting as a result of this.
GG.
We will have our runners our mentors coming up here in a moment. Yep. Hello Cestrion, who's mentoring the Ginger Chris.
He will be there soon. He really had to go to the bathroom.
Yep, and we welcome Aero.
GG's.
GG's on your valiant effort. It ended up being decently close.
Yeah, we as soon as we got to the Annihilator, we were like, hey, this is really nice. However, we were like, all right, we're either barely ahead or barely behind. So it's like this one felt close.
Yep. I think what made the difference between you two is the Ginger Chris found his Cobalt translator rather early on. He actually did the whole of Undead early on.
We thought about doing that early on. Was it hinted on Cobalt?
Yes.
Yeah. It was a beam on temple grounds on the Cobalt.
We were terrified of that. As soon as we saw Cobalt, we are like, oh, that's the nail, possibly.
Yep, that was hello Ginger Chris. GG's on your win.
Cobalt pulling the heavy lifting today. Also, shout out to Amber Translator being absolutely useless. We felt really good getting that first pass, and then we're like, you were.
It was a really funny moment in comms with TGC with the Amber Translator.
That was 2 Jokins and thanks game. Thanks, Amber.
When we were going for the Dark Visor, we were sitting there, we were thinking about it, like, we've got a bunch of hints to do. Do I want to clean it up? And I was like, I really don't want, but I feel guilty doing, like, leaving them behind. And then as I started moving towards the hints, I was like, these could just be our 2 joke hints. And sod's law, they were both the joke hints that we left behind.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Like we played the Amber hints like perfectly, and then we just still connected.
Yeah, you went to pick up the Dark Visor, and then you went to control a joke hint. Went to main station B, joke hint. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like as soon as we got STK hints, we just started basically clearing until we got we were clearing Lower Torvis because we're like, you know what, we're here, we need 2 things, let's just get everything we can. But then we got the hint for Screw Attack, and then we're like, we're going straight to Screw Attack.
Yeah, that was one of my questions.
Everything else. Oh yeah, it's like, forget everything else, we're going straight to Screw Attack. Annihilator's possibly in sync. And then when we saw Cobalt and Halvard, I'm like, oh, we're in danger.
Yep. I was actually wondering, why did you choose to do the Dark Torvis, especially like the PB Guardian and Grapple Guardian, take a bit before actually checking the hints?
Because we were thinking just start clearing. You just clear it all in one pass.
Yeah, they didn't.
Speaking of which, Lower Torvis, the land of missiles.
Yeah, it was really dead outside of that TTS SDK.
Yeah, but like there was one of the big difference probably towards the later stages. Because Arrow, you were definitely first into Lower Torvis and started clearing, but Ginger Chris just decided to go for the light word hints, found the screw and or screw attack hint, and then just took the key and went straight, not even checking the rest or much of the rest of Lower Torvis.
Cobalt definitely would have helped for the hints. But we got FTA, we're like, alright, cool, we're in go mode. We were on our way to our final SDK when TGC finished. So.
Yep.
But the hunt for Annihilator hurt because it did take a while.
It did, yeah. TGC had picked up the Cobalt earlier. He did find he did the hints in Lower Torvis first, so he never went to Dark Lower Torvis. Found out what about Screw Attack. There also was one in Gathering Hall about Dark Visor, which was like 2 rooms away from Mineshaft.
Oh, so Dark Visor, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Dark Visor didn't matter, but yeah.
Yeah, it didn't matter in the end, but it did help a bit with the routing at the end because TGC was able to open that gate.
Yeah, after
Profane Path.
After Profane Path, I was like, oh, we can go back through Wind Chamber. I'm like, what Dark Riser's like crap.
Yeah, like the Dark Visor just saved us that bounce back because we went down the elevator through the Seeker lock, picked up Annihilator, went back into Profane immediately, and then just from there went off to get our last like TTS one. So like the Dark Visor, as much as it felt like a little bit going out the way, probably saved us a lot of time in the long run.
It still saves some routing time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did pay off, I think. But yeah, TGC picked that all up. He found his crew attack, started basically going after the hints, found the one that says a beam in double grounds, and which could only be Annihilator, and just hightailed it out of there because FTA was the last thing left there. You also didn't, because you did pass, you did do Sank entrance. I'm a bit surprised to not see you try to peek the FTA item.
I need to practice it again. Like Baha has shown me how to do it, and the last time I was doing a practicing session, I couldn't pull it back off, so I was like,
Yeah,
I
I also still struggle with that peak. We had light suit early enough though, it was like we could have gotten it, but we just didn't find a time to really go back. Our really good time to go back probably would have been during the time of STK hints, but we didn't have screw attack yet.
I mean,
very convenient.
There was definitely a bit of difference also in the earlier approach and routing, as GingerChris like went straight to GFMC after getting the bombs, and only got the first item. So
we got bombs and then immediately got space jump, and we're like, nah, we're not touching GFMC until Jump Guardian.
Yeah, but like in turn meant you had the dark suit earlier arrow, but GingerChris then getting the hint for the suit on GFMC had now reason to go back, and then by that point had Emerald. So
yeah, we read the hint. We read the hint.
That.
And we're like, oh, everything we felt ahead on immediately gets hinted. And we're like, oh, well, okay. Our lead buffer is probably tiny. And then we started looking for Annihilator, and I'm like, that lead is probably gone.
Yep, unfortunately.
Because Annihilator was indeed rough.
Yep, that late double grounds return by the GingerChris to grab the suit also is where he went and checked the whole of an dead, which got in Cobalt, so that just worked out very well.
Shout out to having logical access to Torvis in the front early, but not wanting to do it because you didn't have Grav or Supers, just for both Grav and Supers to be right there at the entrance to Torvis.
Yes.
There was so much in Torvis because what we had.
Torvis was loaded. Like we
Supers,
got the hint.
Grapple, Gravity, Echo Visor, the second suit.
Seekers is what finally pushed us there, because I was like, okay, well now we can just go through Underground Tunnel. And then reads the hint, goes to Path of Roots, reads the hint, it's like, Super Missile, we find Path of Roots, I'm like, okay, so I'm about to look to my left and see Super Missile. Thanks, game.
That's a classic.
And then as we were leaving, we got the Violent hint while going to get STK hints, like, movement system, and Taurus Simple Access, I'm like, I hope that's screw attack, but it's probably Grav. Yeah. I'm like, well, we're going lower Torvis.
Yeah. Both of you actually entered Torvis different ways. Like, the GingerChris actually ended up entering it from the front, while you ended up doing it from the gun.
I mean, entering from the front was logical super early.
Yeah, but like there was even a commentary there, an interesting situation, because there was the Sank entrance hint said there was a major on Dark Torvis Arena, so we knew about that one. That was that the hint? Oh wow!
Yeah, that's what led us to the suit. Yeah, Sank entrance was what led us there. So that's why we kind of purposefully routed the way we kind of did, because we were always gearing up to get that, because we were hoping it was going to be screw attack in the long run. But we ended up finding the light suit, and we're like, all right, cool.
We ended up going into Torvis through Underground Tunnel. I'm like, you know what? This is open. Let's go ahead and do Plaza Boost Guardian now. Gets light suit, and I'm like, I like this. As long as this isn't hinted, we're fine. No, okay, it was hinted.
And if it would have been supers on Boost Guardian actually, and not Light Beam, that would have been actually very, very
that would have been
massive
incredible.
because Chris then wouldn't have access from the front Taurus without.
We were worried
the
about
in-game
that.
speed.
We were worried about it. I'd said to GC, if like we don't find supers here, we probably have to do the gate skip. Otherwise, this would be really bad. But we were lucky.
Hmm.
Oh, well, I need to hop out of here. GG's. Was fun.
Yeah, GG's.
Good luck on the last. I don't know how many rounds we're doing. 5 or 6. I can't remember.
I think it's one more.
There's
One more. Okay. But good luck.
Well,
And we'll see y'all later.
Yep.
Alright.
Good luck to you as well.
Thank you.
I don't know if anyone else has other remarks to make now. I think we discussed most of the main points.
I think the only major ones at the beginning for us was that we felt like we were in logic for a lot of the journey, because we thought like something had to be in Hive Chamber B that we ignored to put us all in logic, and then we stumbled into power bombs and we're like, okay, we're in logic now. This has just been a really bad logic seed to get the space jump, really. But after that, I think the only thing we were kind of worried on was the Morbus keys being super early, and we just didn't have the knowledge of it until a little late in. But thankfully, we didn't take the bait.
Yeah, it is a pretty common occurrence to like the 3 Dark Aegon keys fall pretty early and then nothing being behind them. It's a big classic, I feel.
No,
Usually
otherwise,
a good idea to not go.
but otherwise, I think the rest of the seed was fairly straightforward outside of the logic to space jump. So I think this seed would have been incredibly different in comparison if we didn't get that early burger.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the little bigger
Also-
with Bishop Airway was very nice.
I have one question. Did Arrow ever went like laps early, or did they do?
He
the
did it
Dark
later.
Aegon loop early?
No, he did
Okay.
if I'm right, he did a Jongar loop early. Then went to GFMC.
Yeah.
Then eventually he returned. He did Spotted Treasure, finding the Emerald then. And then went to cleared the full labs, found the Seekers, and when he found the Seekers, he went to Torvus to Aegon.
Okay.
There could have been a situation where Arrow might have missed the Seekers because with that Emerald, Taurus would have been available at that point. But yeah.
Committing to clearing all the labs after finding the Emerald. I mean, it got them the Seekers, but also was definitely time costly because I thought that Seekers and labs were like pre-empty.
Yeah, it felt really bad because we were going through it and we was like, nope, this is nothing. This is nothing. This is also nothing. If it wasn't for at least Seekers being there, it just felt like it was such a waste of time. So I was thankful there was at least something.
Yeah, it was very good. I was for sure saying that, okay, Light Beam has to be locking something here, so that would have been bad if not.
Like we were even discussing about labs having absolutely nothing by that point, and just then the Seekers like proving us somewhat
Pretty
wrong.
much. That was basically the last check, I think. I don't know if you checked Battleground or.
It was pre-last check, I think.
I think it was last, yeah. Alright then. I guess we're gonna close things out now. If that's alright.
Yeah.
So well, thanks to our runners, Aero and thegingerchris. Thanks to our mentor for the valuable help they've been providing to every mentee this tournament. So thanks to Naii and Cestrion in this race in particular. Thanks to Randomizer for commenting alongside me, and thanks to Drake for his tracking work. There will be another race later today, I think in just 3 hours now, which will be on the SpeedGaming 3 channel.
I'm currently not seeing that anymore on the schedule.
Well, I do.
There is a race late tonight at 8 PM EST.
Oh, it was put to an async apparently. Okay.
As it moved to async, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so but there is still another one after that.
Yeah.
Which would be in 7 hours from now, I believe. Between Leaf and Sasquatch. So that one should still be
8? I cannot do math.
8 hours.
8, yeah.
Anyway, stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks to SpeedGaming for hosting us. Thanks for them fixing the problem we got midstream. And see you next mission.
Thanks to the commentators as well for coming.
Yep.
No problem.
Right, see you next mission.
Bye.
Goodbye.